What's going on? What's going on, YouTube? This your boy Rail, man. You now tuned into the Unsportsmanlike Talk Show, man. I got my second half coming in, Young Jers, a little later in the show. But right now, man, you now tuned into the Unsportsmanlike Talk Show, man. Thank y'all, man. This is Wild Card Weekend. Wild Card Weekend, we had a phenomenal slew of games today. You know what I mean? We had the Baltimore Ravens versus the Steelers, and we had the Chargers versus the Texans, man. So in the comments, let me know what y'all think about these games and everything. Please make sure that you like, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you will be notified when we go on live as far as any show that we do. Make sure you subscribe and everything, man. Also, man, every Tuesday is the Unsportsmanlike Talk Show between 8:30 and 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. Make sure that y'all go on patreon.com, man, and go in the search bar, type in Dolo Solo 103 TV. That is DOLO money sign OLO 103 TV, man. Become a member to the Patreon. We do those shows every Monday. There are a couple of tiers, man. You have your free tier, you have your $2 tier, you have your $12 tier, you have your $40 merch tier, and you have another $2 gaming tier. So make sure that you become a member on either of those tiers, whether it's free, $2 tier, $12 tier, $40 tier, and $2 tier. If you want to check out what the tiers also bring to you, just go on Patreon, type in Dolo Solo 103 TV, and you can see what those tiers actually list, man. This video is brought to you by SHEIN.com, and this video is brought to you by SHEIN.com. Shout out to SHEIN. You are, man. SHEIN has everything that you could find in a regular clothing store. SHEIN stocks stylish and trendy clothing that doesn't break the bank. From shoes to clothing, from sports equipment to accessories, all fashion, inspiration, and the latest trends can be found online at SHEIN. Discover the latest SHEIN ads and exclusive discount codes. Shop smart with the great savings during major sale events. Don't miss out. Use my promo code. Whenever you go on SHEIN, use my promo code GFRB9. The link will be in the description for my picks of the month. Go check out my picks of the month. The link and the promo code will be in the description. Make sure you use my promo code GFRB9. Tap into SHEIN.com. So right now, man, the game that actually just got finished is the Baltimore Ravens versus the Steelers, man. What a great game, man. What an amazing game, man. I like what I saw, especially coming out of Baltimore. It was pretty much lackluster for the Steelers. I don't like how the Steelers played tonight. To me, they was pretty much front runners all year, man. They didn't look convincing. It was at one point in time when they was on a roll, man. They started off strong. Especially when they had Justin Fields at the helm at the quarterback position. They was 4-2 before they made the switch to a Russell Wilson, man. Everything looked promising about the Steelers, but to me and for those who actually watch football, they kind of look like frauds for real. They kind of look like they was overachieving. You know what I mean? It's a lot to be said. It's a lot to be, it's a lot of conversation to be had around the Steelers. It's a lot of conversation that had to be around the Steelers, man. Let me know how my audio sound if y'all can hear me clear. But it's a lot of conversation to be had around the Steelers, man. What are they going to do with Mike Tomlin? That's a question mark within itself. What is Mike Tomlin going to do? Do he need a change of scenery? You know what I mean? What are they going to do at the quarterback position? They got to figure that out. They have to figure out what they are going to do at the quarterback position. Also, man, they got a dilemma at running back as far as Najee Harris. Is he going to stay there? Is he going to get paid? They got to figure that out. They have to figure that out. What are they going to do at the running back position and at the quarterback position, man? Tonight game versus the Baltimore Ravens, they cannot stop them, man. The Ravens pretty much had their way offensively and defensively. Pardon me, y'all. Lamar Jackson looked amazing. He controlled that whole game. Derrick Henry looked amazing. He controlled that whole game. And there go my guy right there. Hype fan Jers, man, aka Young Jers, man.
Oh no.
Let me just reiterate everything that I said before we actually start, man. As I was going through the Baltimore Ravens and the Steelers game, I was basically giving an overall review, and I was pretty much saying that, yo, what are the Steelers are going, what they're going to do,
Yeah,
First of all, before I continue, is my audio right? Everything good?
everything good, my man.
I can't really hear you like that. Let me see something real quick. My bad. Let me go through pardon me, audience. Let me go through this and make sure that my audio is right. Let me make sure that my audio is good. Bam, bam. Okay, bam. And let me check this out. So pardon me, y'all. Pardon me, y'all. We about to get everything right. We about to get everything right. Let me just do this real quick. One second, y'all. One second. Let me go on mute real quick.
Can't hear you, my man. If you wanted me to hear you, you hear? Yeah, you still on mute. I don't know if you doing that on purpose or not.
What about now? You good? You can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Hear me?
Okay. Any echoes coming from you when you talk?
No. Yeah, well, yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
A little bit? Okay, cool. Well, I'm gonna have to mute you in and out as soon as you talk or whatever like that. But because I gotta get my headphones, I gotta get all of this straightened out and everything like that while I'm doing this. But
Okay, okay.
I was pretty much saying that the Steelers got a lot to figure out. You know what I mean? The Steelers have a lot
Yeah.
to figure out as far as what they're gonna do with Mike Tomlin, what they're gonna do does he need a change of scenery? Are they gonna pay Najee Harris? Like they gotta figure out
Yeah.
their running back position. They have to figure out what they're gonna do with Justin Fields and Russell Wilson. They gotta figure out what they're gonna do with their wide receivers, man, because George Pickens, he played the major role in why they actually got the wild card spot. You know what I mean? As far as him giving up on route running when it comes to him catching the ball. It's a lot of things going on, man. The Ravens look strong. The Ravens look real strong tonight. Lamar Jackson, man, he dominated the game. He did whatever he want. Derrick Henry
Hmm.
also dominated the game. He did whatever he want.
Exactly, exactly.
What's your takeaways from the game? What's your takeaways from the game?
Man, I take away like they just showed that they just the better team or just the overall like I told you when we made a video the last time I was saying that the Steelers had a chance to do an upset, but it was just gonna be depends on what type of Steelers we got, and the Steelers we got is just the Steelers that was for the last 4 to 5 weeks. Steelers, they was on a losing streak. And you mentioned that. You was like, yo, you ain't had no hope because they was on a losing streak. And you were saying that like how Russell Wilson was playing, and then how the defense and it's just the offense, and then like the running game and all that. So you mentioned that. So like that you kind of called it to a extent, but I just knew that okay, based on Mike Tomlin, of the coach that he was, and what I saw that they had in that team this year,
Mm-hmm.
I kind of felt like they had a chance to upset. But I did say it depends on which Steelers team you gonna get.
Yeah.
And I'm not surprised that they lost like this.
Mm-hmm.
But I just thought maybe they would have had a better chance of putting up against them. I mean, it wasn't like a blowout, but um, it's known like the Ravens just showed that they was better team. The running game was there. Like when you playing the Ravens, and you
and you
allow
allow
them to
them to
get
get
that
that
running
running
game
game
going
going
on. You
on. You
allow
allow
Derrick
Derrick
Henry
Henry
to
Yeah.
get in the
get in the
momentum.
momentum.
Like
Yeah.
he was
Like he was
running
running
hard,
hard,
doing his
doing his
stiff
stiff
arm
arm
thing
thing
like
like
he
he
do
do
all the
all the
time.
time.
When you
When you
allow him
allow
to
him to
that
that
running
running
game
game
and
and
him, it's
it's
gonna
gonna
be
be
hard
hard
to
to
stop
stop
Lamar
Lamar
Jackson
Jackson
even
even
more
more
because
because
Yeah.
now
now
Lamar
Lamar
that gives
that
him
gives him
open
open
windows to
windows to
either
either
run it
run it
or
or
to
to
extend
extend
plays
plays
and
to
get
get
it
it
off.
off.
That
That
I'm
I'm
gonna
gonna
speak on
speak on
that
that
one
one
drive
drive
when he
when he
extended
extended
that
that
play,
play,
and
and
I
I
forgot
forgot
who he
who he
threw
threw
to
to
for
for
that
that
touchdown
touchdown
pass.
pass.
Um,
Um,
when he
when
was
he was
avoiding
avoiding
all,
all,
when
he
he extended the
extended the
play in
play
the
in the
red
red
zone,
zone,
Yeah.
and he
and he
dumped it
dumped it
off
off
to
to
the
the
because
because
I
I
was
was
watching
watching
it
it
at
at the
after the
after the
casino and
casino
all
and
that,
all
so
that.
I
So
didn't
I
really
didn't really
see
see
who
who
he
he
threw
threw
that
that
ball
ball
to.
to.
I don't
I don't
know
know
if
if
that
that
was
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 that
that
Hill?
Hill?
I think
I
that
think
was
that was
Hill.
Hill.
I'm not sure, but I know exactly what play you're
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
talking
yeah,
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 about,
yeah.
but
yeah.
I'm
So
not
So
sure.
that
that
play, I'm
play,
gonna
I'm
enter
gonna
with
enter with
that.
that.
With
With
this,
this
to
to
let you
let you
go
go,
chime in.
Tommy.
That
That
play
play
right
right
there
there
to
to
let you
let you
know
know
what
what
he's
he's
been this
been this
season
season
Mm.
and what
and
the
what the
Ravens been
Ravens been
doing to
doing to
teams this
teams this
season
season
because
because
of what
of what
Lamar
Lamar
Jackson could
Jackson could
bring to
bring
the
to the
Ravens
Ravens
and
and
that
that
offense.
offense.
When you
When you
got
got
Derrick
Derrick
Henry
Henry
running that
running that
ball like
ball like
that
that,
and
and
Lamar
Lamar
Jackson
Jackson
extending the
extending the
plays
plays
like
like
he
he
do,
do,
it's
it's
hard to
hard to
stop
stop
that
that
team like
team
that.
like that.
So
So
that's just what it
that's what it
was.
was.
Yeah, man. Let me throw out a couple of stats for the Steelers first. Let me throw out a couple of stats for the Ravens, and then we're going to continue on with the Ravens versus the Steelers. So, Russell Wilson was 20 for 29, 270 yards, 2 touchdowns. They threw Justin Fields in there. He was unsuccessful. He was 0 for 1, 0 passing yards, 0 touchdowns. Najee Harris was 6 for 17. Jalen Warren was 2 for 6. So the running game was non-existent. Together overall, pardon me, they had 11 carries for 29 yards. You're not going to beat the Ravens with only 29 yards. You know what I mean? You're not going to beat the Ravens. George Pickens was 5 for 87. He caused a lot of penalties too with the push off. He was pushing off on a lot of plays. You know what I'm saying? So every time he actually got the every time he actually got a chance to touch the ball or receive the ball, especially when it was a major play, he pushed off, which caused an offensive pass interference. You know what I'm saying? Najee Harris had 3 for 41. This is all receiving yards. Van Jefferson 2 for 37. Everybody else pretty much had 1-1. Jalen Warren had 4 for 19. So pretty much, man, offensively, this the thing, man. When you can't get anything rolling in the running game, that stifles your passing game. You know what I mean? Honestly, I feel like Russell Wilson, even though he was 20 for 29 yards, 270 yards with 2 touchdowns, it still wasn't enough though, because the running game was non-existent. You know what I mean? They got to figure out what they're going to do with that running back position. Jalen Warren is a very good running back, but Najee Harris, I don't know, man. To me, I think he's very overrated. He haven't proved that he deserved that type of contract, man. And right now with running backs, man, it's crucial because they already think that, yo, we don't need a running back. You know what I mean? Like that's the whole thing. Like, yo, why pay running backs all of this money for what? Because all they're gonna do is get hurt, and the shelf life of a running back is mainly three to 4 years. You know what I mean? So you gotta show, like, you're in the playoffs right now. You gotta show. You gotta have some type of running game, bro. Like, they did a poor job with the running game. As far as the defense, bro, they stepped up during the second half, but if you wanna make it far in the playoffs, it starts with the defense. You have to have a running game and a defense to make it far in the playoffs. That was non-existent for the Steelers, bro. Lamar Jackson did exactly what he wanted to do. He was running all over him every time he got the chance. Derrick Henry was playing bully ball. You know what I'm saying? Lamar Jackson was on point. Like, this is the Lamar Jackson that we want to see moving forward. The stigma on Lamar Jackson is he don't play well in the playoffs. He do not play well in the playoffs. We need this type of Lamar Jackson in the playoffs, man. Let me read off some of the Ravens stats right there, right here. Lamar was 16 for 21, 175, 2 touchdowns. Derrick Henry was 26 carries, 186 yards, 2 touchdowns, averaging 7.2 yards a carry. That is, and then wait, you let this man go in the playoffs and do his signature move, which is the stiff arm. Did you see that stiff arm that Derrick
I
Henry
saw
did?
that. Yeah.
Come on, man. Come on, man. You cannot allow that to happen. Lamar Jackson was had 15 carries for 81 yards. You know what I'm saying? Everybody else, as far as receiving, they pretty much had mediocre games, but that's because the running game carried it. Like the running game and the defense would take you far, in the playoffs, man. So how you feel about the Baltimore Ravens moving forward? Do they look dominant enough to move forward? Do they look dominant enough to face, like, let's say, a Buffalo Bills or a Kansas City Chiefs?
See, it's hard to actually say that on the Ravens because you see them make it to the championship. You see them make it. It's not like they never won a playoff game before. Like, it's not like they. It's not like they never run a playoff game before. It's not like they never been there in a sense. It's just that they never been to the Super Bowl. They never won a championship. So playing a team like the Steelers, it's a good win. But you know, getting off of the hump of playing a team, like the Bills, they hump like Kansas City, just continue that playoff win. It's like they get to the playoff, they win one game, and they lose the next one.
Yeah.
So to be convinced of them, I need to see them do it again with like more of a team that's top tier with them in the playoff.
Yeah.
They beat top tier teams in a regular season, but it's like when they get to the playoffs, is where they lack that type of moment type that take advantage of that moment type thing.
Yeah.
So they are a very good team, but it's about is they gonna be consistent in it when it comes to the playoffs. So they could definitely bring it, but if they going to, it's still unsure because of their history.
Yeah. You know, I definitely agree. I definitely agree with you. My thing is right now is, yo, make it to the AFC Championship, bro. Make it to the AFC Championship. That's what I want to see you do right now for Lamar Jackson. It's more than likely that he will win the MVP. You know what I mean? And that's back-to-back years with MVP in total. If he wins this year's MVP, 2024, then that's 3 MVPs on his resume. Only thing that's missing is a Super Bowl. You know what I mean? Let's just say he don't win the Super Bowl. I want him to at least get there. Just get to the Super Bowl. And that right there would clear everything that's under your belt. Right now, you have a reputation of, like you said, one and done in the playoffs. You know what I mean? You play horrible in the playoffs. We seen Lamar Jackson play horrible in the playoffs. I like the way he played like tonight. He showed pure dominance. He showed that he's in control. He showed that this is where he belongs. He showed that this is him. You know what I mean? Right, right now he is considered regular season. He's a great regular season quarterback. You know what I mean? He's a great regular season quarterback, but it's all about the postseason at the end of the day. And I like what I saw tonight out of Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens, man. The defense came to play. And one thing that I saw out of Lamar Jackson and the play calling was every time they did an RPO, he did an amazing job executing the RPO. He had what's the Watt brother name? TJ. He had TJ Watt hitting every time he did the RPO. He had TJ Watt hitting Derrick Henry, and Derrick Henry didn't even have the ball. That's how you execute the RPO. He had TJ Watt thinking that Derrick Henry had the ball, and Derrick Henry never had the ball every time TJ Watt crashed in. That's how you execute an RPO, man.
That's when the running game is clicking. When you get that running game clicking, that's when all aspects like that happen.
Yes, man. You know, so listen, man. The Steelers got a long offseason ahead of them. They got a lot to figure out, man. They got a lot to figure out especially Mike Tomlin, man, what he's going to do with George Pickens, you know, how that's going to work out. He got to figure out if he's willing to, you know, continue to be the head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers. You know, maybe he need a new change of scenery. And it's another thing that, like, okay, cool. They always say that Mike Tomlin never had a losing season, right? But this is my thing. You may be good in a regular season, but the postseason, you suck. You suck. The last time they went to the playoffs, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I have to look that up. But the last time they had success in the playoffs was 2016, if I'm not mistaken. If I'm not mistaken, you know what I mean? So yeah, he may not have a losing regular season record. Maybe he just straight 500. But in the postseason, he sucked, man. Him and his team always suck in the postseason. You know what I mean? So shout out to the Baltimore Ravens, man. I definitely want to see them in the AFC Championship, man. Let's get on to the next game before we continue, man. The Chargers versus the Texans, man. Yo, got a lot to say about that. I got a lot to say about that, man. It's a lot to actually talk about as far as Justin Herbert. I definitely want to pull up the stats real quick before I actually get into the Chargers versus the Texans. So let me pull up these stats. Bear with me, y'all. Bear with me. Bear with me, y'all. Okay, cool. Okay, so these were the stats for the Texans versus the Chargers game. Let me switch this up real quick. Bam. Bam, here we go. Justin Herbert was 14 for 32, 242 yards, one touchdown, four interceptions. J.K. Dobbins was 9 carries for 26 yards. Gus Edwards for 7 carries for 22 yards. Hassan Haskins was 1 carry for 5 yards, and Davis was 1 carry for -3 yards. In total, they had 50 yards. Lad McConkey had 9 receiving yards for 9 receptions for 197 receiving yards, 1 touchdown. That's fire. Everybody else had 16 yards, 15 yards, 10 yards, 4 yards, 0, 0, 0. So only person who was balling out was Lad McConkey, man. We got to talk about Justin Herbert, bro, because he has been in this second tier of quarterbacks. You know, in the second tier of quarterbacks, you know, you got your first tier, you got your Patrick Mahomes, you got your Josh Allens, your Lamar Jacksons. That's the first tier. Your second tier, you got your Jalen Hurts. You know what I mean? You got your CJ Stroud, if you want to put him in there. They got Justin Herbert, you know. Who else in that second tier? Jalen Hurts, CJ Stroud, Justin Herbert. Who else? Dak Prescott, if you want to put him in a second. You know, quarterbacks like that. But yo, when I look at Justin Herbert, you see the talent, you see the arm talent, but he don't get you nowhere, bro. He don't get you nowhere. And one thing Shady McCoy said is like, yo, stop giving these quarterbacks. Remember, I spoke about that last time. Stop giving these quarterbacks all of this money if they haven't done anything. Make them earn it. They have to earn the money. Justin Herbert haven't earned anything. His playoff success is, I think he only won 1 playoff game, bro. He got all of this talent that was putting him above Jalen Hurts. One thing that Jalen Hurts did was he got to the Super Bowl. He earned his money. You know what I mean? Even if you want to talk about last year, the bro carried this team on his back. He was 10-1 before the epic collapse. You know what I'm saying? Justin Herbert, bro, tonight showed me that he do not deserve that contract. Tonight showed me that he is not one of them ones. Tonight showed me that he is not a franchise quarterback tonight. I'm not going to lie. And for those who don't believe me, you're going to be hearing this whole thing about Justin Herbert tonight, tomorrow, all week from whatever 3-letter network that you listen to in the morning, whether it's ESPN, that's a 4-letter network, but whether it's the facility, whether it's what's the Nick Wright show?
First thing first.
First thing, they all going to talk about Justin Herbert, bro. He he did not meet expectations, and he don't meet expectations in the playoffs. You know what I mean? Everybody was pretty much doubting the Texans and the CJ Strouds and all of that stuff, man. CJ Stroud was sharp tonight. You know what I mean? It's a couple of throws that he wish he had back. You know, it was a couple of times when he held on the ball too long, but for the most part, man, he started catching his stride during the second half. You know what I mean? During the second half, Joe Mixon was running wild, bro. Joe Mixon was running strong, was running wild.
Right.
For the longest, we never seen a Texan defense for the longest. You know what I mean? They've been pretty much lackluster throughout the duration of the season. CJ Stroud, you know what I mean? He pretty much hit his sophomore slump, but he showed up. He definitely showed up. Joe Mixon put the team on his back. I like the way they did. Justin Herbert had 4 interceptions. I believe 2 of those interceptions, if not 2, only 1. But I believe, if I'm not mistaken, 2 of those interceptions resulted in a pick 6. I know for sure one of them resulted in a pick 6. Another one came close, but he had 4 interceptions, bro. They said that he thrown the most interceptions tonight than he did all season in one game. You know what I mean? I don't know if you paid attention to that game or you watched the highlights or whatever it is, but what's your takeaways of the game if you saw it?
Everything you said was right on. I would say one of those interceptions that I saw, I won't really blame it on him per se because the wide receiver, I believe that was the wide receiver. It was in his hand. He just dropped the ball, like So that came into the defender's hand, and that was just like one of those drop pass interception type things that it's not on the quarterback, even though it's gonna go down on the quarterback. It was more of the receivers type fault, so I won't hold that mistake to him. But just overall, I was just saying like, man, what he was doing, like it was just. I think because the Texas defense was on point that game. Like,
Texas defense
they
was on point.
was getting at that boy, like, and that's
Sacking
how
him.
when this is what happens to quarterbacks that just can't move out the pocket. That don't know, they don't have that type of skill set. And people always want to talk about quarterbacks that he a running quarterback or he just run like sometimes with these quarterbacks that know how to move with their feet and know how to get out of the pocket and run, that's what they do. When they feel pressure coming, they gonna run.
They know how to extend plays, yes.
Yeah, and that's what's going to happen. They using their assets, so you can't be like, "Oh, he's not." No, they're going to use what they have, their skills, because they understand that these quarterbacks that cannot pass. I mean, can't run the ball and get out the pocket when pressure comes at them. And when the line when your lineman is losing the line of scrimmage and they getting pushed back. A lot of times these quarterbacks fall because they know that pressure and that'll make them overthink things. They start forcing passes. They start doing too much because they thinking about the linemen collapsing and they thinking about the defenders is getting in there. Their mind is not on their position of the field and seeing the receivers and understanding what the defense in the secondary is giving them. So, like, a lot of that happened. I think Justin Herbert is one of those quarterbacks that fold under pressure. A lot of quarterbacks, but he goes down one of those quarterbacks that's going to fold heavily when that pressure gets him. And this game just shows that because Texas defense, give it to their defense. These boys was playing aggressive. They was getting in there. They was sacking them. That drive that he got a touchdown with McCarthy, how you say his name? When
you talking about
they sacked him twice and put him back. He had 3rd and long, and he got a touchdown pass with him. To me, I won't say it's luck, but he threw the ball with the defender right there. That was just a good grab.
You talking about the interception?
No, not the interception. They sacked Herbert twice and got him 3rd and long. He got a touchdown off of 3rd and long to the guy you mentioned. Say he was the only one that had a good game. McCarthy, something like that. I can't change his name.
You talking about Lad McConkey. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. He got a third and long touchdown,
Yeah,
but
yeah, yeah.
that
I saw that. I saw that. Yes.
yeah, that pass was a pass that was just it was a better receiver play more than a quarterback pass to me because the defender right there,
Mm-hmm.
you passed that ball, that was a risky pass.
That was
That
that.
that
It was two
that was
defenders right there. It was two defenders on him. Yes.
yeah, that the defender just that was a bad defensive play.
Yes. Yes.
Unfortunately, because the Texans defense was playing on point,
Yes.
but I just think they got caught lacking.
Yeah.
If they were still on point on that play, that could have been another pick.
And that could have been
But
5 picks.
that could have been 5 picks, but he got away with one, and McConkey made a good receiving catch. And after the play type drive to make a touchdown. So to me, that was a better receiver play than more of a good quarterback play because that was risky right there. You
Honestly,
know,
it could have been 6 picks because it was
yeah,
one
yeah,
time when I believe one of the guys bobbled the ball when it was right there.
yeah,
Like, so that could have been 6 picks overall. And like I said, bro, I didn't listen, man. All this hype around Jalen, Justin Herbert. Look, this one thing I said, right? I said, listen, I don't care if you got the arm talent of God. I don't care
yeah.
if you can throw the ball 150 yards away, standing from the 1 yard line. If you
Mm-hmm.
don't know how to win games, then that arm talent doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. One thing you can say about Jalen Hurts is, okay, he may not throw a pretty ball like a Justin Herbert or let's say a Joe Burrow, but what the man do is win.
Mm-hmm.
What the man do is know how to win in clutch moments. That's one thing Jalen Hurts know how to do is win in clutch moments. And I'm not even trying to be biased because the Philadelphia Eagles is my team, but we got to call a spade, man. A lot of these guys
Yeah,
with
yeah,
arm talent, man, they don't be winning the ball. A lot of these guys that can really throw tight spirals and throw it in tight windows, man, they really don't be winning games like that. At the end of the
yeah,
day, it comes down to wins and losses. Can you be my franchise quarterback and can you win these tough games? I don't care
yeah,
how your arm look. Can you win these tough games? And that's why I like Baker Mayfield because he win these tough games. He don't have one of the prettiest arms out there, but he know how to win tough games.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
I'd rather have a quarterback. Okay, he's not the best. He can still pass,
Yeah,
but he's not the best passer. But he's not the reason why we loses.
yeah,
Then a quarterback, okay, he's a pass good, but he's consistently be the add on to the problem.
yeah,
The
yeah,
reason why they losing.
yeah,
Like to me, Jalen Hurts, he's don't be the reason why we lose, but he's probably not. I want some games he is the reason. Like this, like let me talk about. Like it's not. I'm just want to say this a little bit. It's not about a Jalen Hurts thing, but that's just comparing to what we talk about with Justin Herbert.
mm-hmm.
Like some people forget that it's a lot of games that this guy come because we compare now.
Yeah,
What you're talking about is coming in a clutch,
mm-hmm.
a clutch quarterback. Some people forget that. Okay, Jalen Hurts might not have all these passing stats and all this rubber, but he have so many drives. If it wasn't for him, we would have never won. Yeah, he
Correct,
might not pass the ball and have so much passing stats and all this other stuff, but he have a lot of drives. If it wasn't for him, them drives would have died.
correct,
And we would have lost the game. Why?
correct.
Because he's a clutch. He come in a clutch when we need him. He never fell. When we need him to come in a clutch, he comes in a clutch, and that's why we win games. Instead of a quarterback, okay, he got passing stats, but when you need him to come in a clutch, he always fell the moment.
Mm-hmm,
And
mm-hmm,
that's the reason why they loses.
mm-hmm.
So, like, that's the compared to these quarterbacks you are talking about with Justin Herbert. Okay, he got good passing stats. Joe Burrow, okay, he got good passing stats. But when you need them to come in the clutch to put the team on their back to actually make something out of nothing to whatever,
Correct.
if they are doing it, no, they are not doing that. They are getting all these passing stats, but still losing the game.
Still losing
Like,
the game. Yes,
because
correct.
they can't come in the clutch. Like,
You're
so
right.
that's what I'm saying. They need their team to do well for them to win. But but Jalen Hurts shows time and time again as a clutch quarterback. When the team is not doing well, he put the team on their back and
Back,
he
yes,
wins the game. He did
yes.
that so many times.
So
So
many times. Yes, yes,
that's
yes.
that's just piggyback what you're talking about.
That's correct, man. And listen, he had four. I can't wait. I can't wait to watch Uncle Shannon Sharp. I want to see what Shannon Sharp says about Justin
Yeah,
Herbert. I
yeah,
want to see
yeah,
what
yeah.
Shannon Sharp say
I
about the
can't wait
Steelers.
too. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean? I can't wait for a lot of these media outlets, man, to actually talk. Listen, we one of the media outlets, but as far as the major media outlets, I like Shannon Sharp. I like the facility. I like the media outlets that keep it real, that don't have no type of bias. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And you know, so I can't wait, man. Justin Herbert, man, like you said, one thing you said that I do agree with strongly is that he folded under pressure, bro, and that's exactly what he did. He
Mm-hmm.
folded under pressure. The Steelers, Mike Tomlin, they fold under pressure. I honestly, going into the game, I never thought that they had a chance. I was rooting for the Chargers, though. I'm just talking about the
Ah,
side. I
yeah,
never
yeah.
thought
I
the
feel you.
Chargers.
Yup.
Yeah. I never thought the Steelers had a chance, but I was rooting for the Chargers. I'm like, okay, cool. I didn't see enough out of the Texans. I didn't see enough out of the Texans this year that's going to make me think that they're going to win this game. Especially, they pretty much had an up and down season.
DJ Sharp surprised me.
CJ Stroud had a sophomore slump. You know what I mean? He surprised a lot of people. So I didn't think that they had a chance. But yo, it's amazing what the playoffs can do. You might be the favorite, but just to turn around like that, bro, that's why I'm saying it's
Mm-hmm.
any given Sunday or Saturday.
Yep.
Listen, when you go in the playoffs, it's 0-0. All of that regular season record don't even matter no more. It's
Don't.
either you win and you continue or you lose and you go home. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's that, and that's all that matter, bro. And I went into the game thinking that the Chargers was going to do amazing, but they did the total opposite. They did the total opposite of that, man. So, am I surprised? Yes, I'm surprised because I thought that Justin Herbert was going to play real good
Mm-hmm.
football, and he didn't. He didn't. You know what I mean? So that pretty much summarized everything for tonight. We're gonna get into a couple of games for tomorrow, but before we actually get into a couple games for tomorrow, man, this video right here is brought to you by SHEIN.com, and make sure y'all go check out SHEIN.com. And I told y'all the promo code is in the link in the description down below, man. Make sure y'all go check out SHEIN.com, man. You know what I mean? SHEIN right now, let me get into it real quick. SHEIN has everything that you could find in a regular clothing store. SHEIN stocks stylish and trending clothing that doesn't break the bank. SHEIN has oh my gosh. From shoes to clothing, let me tell y'all, reading ads and all of this shit, I gotta get used to this shit, bro. From shoes to clothing, from sports equipment to accessories, all fashion inspiration and the latest trends can be found online at SHEIN. Discover the latest SHEIN ads and exclusive discount code. Shop smart with great savings during major sale events. Don't miss out. Make sure y'all tap into the picks of the week. Use the promo code GFRB9. Tap into that. Check out our picks of the week, man. But as far as these ads, man, like you gotta let these ads and all this stuff. You gotta let the script roll off the top. Like, you know what I mean? You
Yeah,
just
yeah,
gotta
you
go
do.
with
It
it.
be like that.
If you start
It be like
stuttering with
that.
the script, ain't nobody gonna be clicking on it and stuff like that, man. But listen, man, make sure y'all use the promo code on SHEIN. Also, man, make sure y'all check out hypewave91.com, man. Merch and clothes made for comfort, man. Check it out, man. Hypewave91.com. Do not miss out, man. It's 3 games tomorrow, man. You got the Philadelphia Eagles versus the Green Bay Packers. Who else play tomorrow? Philadelphia Eagles versus the Green Bay Packers. Um,
Is the Vikings in LA playing?
they play, I believe, Monday. I
They
believe
playing
they
Monday.
play
Okay,
Monday.
okay. So the Commanders
Yeah.
in the Commanders in the Bucks is playing then.
Okay, so here we go. Right here, I got it right here. The 1 o'clock game: Broncos versus the Bills. 1 o'clock, 4:30, Green Bay Packers versus the Eagles, and 8 o'clock, Commanders versus the Buccaneers.
Yeah.
All very good, hot, intense game. Um, you know, um, Buccaneers and the Bills. I mean the Bills and the Broncos. Honestly, a lot of people got the Broncos upsetting the Bills, even though they feel like the Bills is going to win. they won't be surprised if the Broncos upset the Bills. I got the Bills winning that game. I cannot give a score prediction. The Eagles versus the Packers, I believe that is a very good, tough matchup, but I believe that we are so focused right now. I'm not gonna lie.
Mhm.
I I, I wanna not be humble and say, yo, we're gonna blow these guys out. But I'm gonna be humble though. I'm gonna say we win by, at least 10 points. The
Mhm.
Buccaneers versus the Commanders, that is a game that I can't call. But honestly, with a little bit of thought of today, I'm gonna go with the Commanders, bro. I'm gonna go with the Commanders with an upset over the Buccaneers. What's your prediction? Whether you got a score prediction or whatever team that wins, whatever
Um,
team you think that's going to
I
win
agree.
tomorrow.
I agree with you bit with the Bills and what they are saying. I feel like the Bills is going to take that just because Bo Nix he's been doing a very good job this in the regular season, but he's having no, it's different when you're playing that playoff. And so
Yeah,
for me, I'm not sure the consistency of what he got going on in the playoff game or what they're gonna do against a team like the Bills. Um and Josh Allen, is they gonna keep up with the coach with the offense and that defense can click anytime? Can they handle that? I'm not sure. So I would edge the Bills. I would edge the Bills over the Broncos, but like everybody say, I won't be upset. I won't be surprised if they upset the Bills. But I'm gonna go Bills, and I will
mhm.
go Bills by at least. I'll go Bills by like 10 to 14 points. I would
Word.
say the Bills.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
I
Okay.
would say the Bills by 10 or 14 points. If they upset, they might upset them by a field goal.
Okay.
That's what I would say. Now getting to our game, I agree with you. I feel like, I want to be able just the same thing you feel like, because it could go two ways. It could go, we gonna blow them out,
Hmm.
or if we don't blow them out, if we do win, it's either a blowout or we gonna win. If we win, it's not gonna be by no field goal. It might be by like 10 to no more than 10 to 13 points, 14 points. That's
Okay.
how I look at it. But we are taking that one. I feel confident just because the type of team we got. I just think once again, when we beat them and we wasn't a team in Brazil yet. That was the first game and we still beat them. The
Yeah.
defense wasn't even the defense wasn't they didn't have no chemistry and they didn't know Vic Fangio didn't know what he had at that time.
Yes. 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 That's what I was
So
saying. Yeah.
now he know what he got and he know what to do with the plays he got on that defense. I don't know. I think Jordan Love is going to have more of a game this time with us,
Yeah.
and I don't think he's going to prevail on that one. So I would say us, and then going into the Commanders Bucks, I would keep my verdict. I would keep what I said in the last video. I feel like the Bucks are going to take that, but I feel like that's going to be a good game.
Hmm.
Only reason why I feel like the Bucks is going to take it just because I just think they are a better team overall. Just because of the running game, they got a running game. They got receivers. They got a good quarterback. They got a pretty good defense that could step in any time. I'm more confident that their defense could be iffy at some times too. Don't get me wrong, but the Commanders' defense could be very iffy too.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. Yeah. Both.
I
Both.
feel
Both of them.
yeah, but I feel like the Bucks defense could be more consistent wise with just an edge, not that much because they both identity, but just an edge a little bit than the Commanders defense. But what I'm looking at is the offense overall. Like
Yeah.
if both of the defense is being bad and it's just an offense game, I feel
Hmm.
like the Buccaneers offense will be able to score more than the Commanders offense just because they have a better running game and that opens up for Mike Evans and the other receivers that he got on the team to because
Okay.
Chris Godwin's out. But
Yeah.
I feel
Yeah.
like for the other receivers and with Mike Evans, I don't remember who the other receiver is, but with Mike Evans and
Mm,
and and with the running game and Baker Mayfield clicking in, I
mm.
just think and that lineman could hold up just a little bit enough. I just think they will outscore them just enough, but I won't say that much. I would say they'll win at least by a field goal or 10 points. I would
Okay.
edge the Buccaneers over the Commanders.
Yeah. For sure, for sure. Let us know y'all picks in the comment whenever y'all tune into this, man. But for sure, man, listen, man, we will be back up here tomorrow, you know, with a possible another 30-minute segment right after all three games. And you know what I mean, we don't want to hold y'all for too long because we got to stream Monday and Tuesday. You know,
Yeah.
Tuesday is definitely going to be a way longer stream. It's pretty much going to be a summary of what happened, you know, with Wild Card Weekend. But we'll be up here tomorrow for a brief moment, and then we got to stream tomorrow and stream Tuesday. So make sure that y'all subscribe, hit that notification bell. Make sure that y'all go on Patreon.com, go in the search bar, type in Dolo Solo 103 TV. That is DOLO 103 TV. Become a member to our Patreon page, and also the link is also in the description. So if y'all don't know what Patreon is, if y'all don't know how to get there, just tap into the link in the description down below. Just click on that link and become a member to the Patreon page, man. You already know, man. Listen, man, I'm your boy Rel. That's your boy Young Jers, man. Thank y'all for tuning into the Unsportsmanlike Talk Show, man. We'll see y'all tomorrow night. Oh snap! Wait, let me end it. Bam! There we go.